Hi, this is James from Mission, and today we're talking about choosing the right expression pedals for use with the Axe-Fx from Fractal Audio. So let's get started. So if you're already familiar with the Axe-Fx, you'll know that this is a very programmable and powerful device in lots of areas, not least in the area of expression pedal control. Now we've put lots of features into the Mission expression pedal to take advantage of a lot of these technologies. But for simplicity's sake, let's start with the most simple expression pedal configuration. And then later on we'll talk about some of the options that you can add to give you complete control over all the different features in the Axe-Fx. So first up is the Mission EP1. This is the most simple of the Mission expression pedals. Just has a single output that connects to the expression pedal input either directly on the rear panel of the Axe-Fx itself or into the expression pedal input on the MFC 101 floor controller. The connection's a TRS connection. TRS stands for tip ring sleeve, and it's a stereo connection, and most expression pedals use this type of connection. So you'll need a 1/4 inch stereo or TRS cable to connect the expression pedal to the Axe-Fx or the MFC 101. Now generally you'll be using a MIDI controller such as the Fractal MFC 101 to connect the expression pedals to, and the MFC 101 has 4 expression pedal inputs on the rear, and that allows you to connect up to 4 EP1 expression pedals simultaneously to the Axe-Fx. Now if you're just connecting an expression pedal to the Axe-Fx rack unit itself, the Axe-Fx Standard and the Axe-Fx Ultra both have 2 expression pedal inputs on the rear panel, so you could connect up to 2 EP1s direct to the Axe-Fx if you're not using a MIDI controller. The new Axe-Fx 2 is slightly different. That just has a single expression pedal port on the rear, so you can only connect 1 EP1 direct to the Axe-Fx 2. And so to get to more, up to 4, for instance, you can use the MFC 101 connected to the dedicated MFC 101 controller port on the rear of the Axe-Fx 2. Once you've got the expression pedals connected, it's just a matter of assigning them to different values and different parameters on the Axe-Fx itself. Expression pedals are typically used for things like volume control, wah, and whammy, but the Axe-Fx is so programmable you can use them for just about anything. Assigning them to things such as number of delay repeats, rotary speaker speed. You can even assign the pedal to 2 different amps, so you could have a clean amp at heel down, and then a distorted amp at toe down, and then blend between the 2 as you move the pedal. Take a listen to some of the demos on the Fractal Audio website. In particular, look at Simeon Harris's demos, the user presets, things like Holdsy Swell and Pedal Filter. Also take a listen to John Chakowski's EJ Vibe demo, which shows how to move between a clean amp and a distorted amp by using the expression pedal. Now, one of the first things you'll notice using a regular expression pedal is that there's no switching capability. So this means that if you're used to pressing down on, say, a crybaby wah or something similar to turn your effect on and off, then a regular expression pedal doesn't have that capability, and so you're stuck with reaching over to the MIDI controller to turn the effect on, then using the pedal and then reaching back to turn it off, which, depending on what you're doing, can be a bit of a problem. Fortunately, the Axe-Fx and the Mission expression pedals have a couple of different ways to resolve that and give you that complete control from the pedal itself. The first way to do this is to use the Mission SP1 expression pedal. SP1 is like the EP1, but it adds a toe switch into the pedal, and that toe switch is connected to a second output on the pedal side. Now, by connecting these 2 outputs to 2 inputs on the Axe-Fx or MFC 101, you can now assign the toe switch to turn effects blocks on and off, or to toggle between effects blocks. So you can now turn the wah effect on and off by pushing on the pedal, or toggle the pedal between two different effects blocks. For example, if you're using the one expression pedal to control both wah and whammy. Now remember, of course, that because the SP1 has two outputs, it requires two inputs on the MFC 101. You should plug both the pedal output and the switch output into expression pedal inputs on the MFC 101 and not to the switch inputs. That may seem a little counterintuitive, but because of the way that the switch is wired, because of certain requirements, it uses an expression pedal input on the MFC and not the switch input. So you can connect up to two SP1s or one SP1 and two EP1s onto a single MFC 101 controller. Real fast, let's cover the polarity switch option. The polarity switch is a little silver toggle on the underside of the pedal and is designated by a -R in the model number, such as EP1-R or SP1-R. The polarity switch is there to make the pedal compatible with some MIDI controllers that use a different type of internal wiring. It's not required for use with the MFC 101 or the Axe-Fx, but if you think you might at some point use another MIDI controller, in particular the Rocktron MIDI controllers use this reversed wiring, then the -R option is a good one to have because it just makes the pedal compatible with lots of different things. But again, if you're only going to be using it with Fractal product, then the -R polarity switch option is not required. Alright, last but not least, let's cover the spring load option. The spring load in the pedal is designed mainly to work with a feature in the Axe-Fx called Auto Engage. Auto Engage detects the movement of the pedal and allows the enabling, disabling of an effect block based on the movement of the pedal. So when you start moving the pedal, it turns on the wah effect, for instance, and then when you take your foot off the pedal, it turns the wah effect off. This allows you to have a kind of switchless behavior to turn your effect on and off. One thing you want to avoid with Auto Engage is mistaken detections of pedal movement, such as can happen sometimes if there's a lot of vibration on the stage, for example. The spring load option forces the pedal to return to heel down and holds it there against spring tension when you take your foot off the pedal. This is great for Auto Engage because it means the pedal will always return to heel down and will stay there, keeping the effect turned off until you put your foot on the pedal and move it again. Alright, well that's about it for this episode. Hopefully this has helped reveal some of the mysteries about choosing expression pedals for the Fractal Audio Axe-Fx. Thanks for listening, and as ever, if you have any comments or questions, just send them over to us at Mission Engineering. Thanks. See you soon.